Of the Central New York sports fan, The Score, 1260. Welcome to your home for local sports in Syracuse. Outside the Box Score with Mark Rowlands starts right now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Josh Boheim joining me in studio as always. Josh,
as
welcome.
always.
As always. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Josh and I took in part of the Syracuse game on Wednesday, the SU Duke game.
Boy, was it a great first five.
Yeah, the first five were electric. The rest of it, not so much.
Part of history this year.
Yeah, the highest attended game in college basketball this year. 23,000 or so at the JMA Wireless Dome on Wednesday, which is about 12,000 less than we used to get for Duke games, but I digress. The Dome doesn't hold as many people anymore, Josh.
That's true.
You know,
I understand.
You
got rid of our damn bleachers.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll never reach the heights of the old SU Duke, SU Georgetown days.
I brought it up on Wednesday. I wouldn't have minded the bleachers in the top shelf. We sat up top the other night. I kind of like the bleachers more up there. That's probably a cold take.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm tired of bleachers.
Yeah.
I sat on bleachers for a long time in that damn dome.
That's fair.
I'm sick and tired of it.
It was just a big fella not wanting the seats to restrict me.
That's fair. Yeah, we left at halftime.
Well, I told you if they kept it within 10,
yeah, I'd
stay.
And
they didn't.
They did not.
The crowd almost kept me in it too. I mean, that first half, really most of the first half was insanely electric.
Crowd was very, very in it. We were, like you said, we were up top, but we were close to the extension of the student section, and student section was rocking.
I mean, I've never seen it. I mean, I've only been going to games for a couple of years now, but I've never seen the student section that packed and loud.
Yeah,
and into the game.
It's a fun time when the student section's really into it. So it was, you know, we had a good run in the first five, and then totally lost it. And you are going to the game this afternoon.
I will be
against Boston College, 3 o'clock at the JMA Wireless Dome, or 3:15.
Should be a real barn burner.
Oh yeah. Pat said, "Josh, dude, what are you talking about? When I was there, the student section was awesome." Yeah, Josh hasn't been going to games for that.
I qualified the statement, Pat.
I love the student section there, but Josh has only been going when, you know, and also we don't exactly go to great games.
I'm a new Central New Yorker. Yeah,
we went to Colgate this year.
Right, I've been to Colgate. I think I've seen Youngstown State in the Dome, like Niagara last year.
Yep.
We're not necessarily seeing world beaters here, Pat. And like I said, I've only been coming for a couple years.
Pat said also, Mark, sounds like you're playing sick here. I'm not sick, but the throat is gone.
He was out on Wednesday, too.
Yeah.
Something's up, but I'm getting something from you. You're going to give me something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it could be that tuberculosis outbreak that's going on in Montana.
You got bird flu?
Yeah, I might have the bird flu.
Oh, no.
You know, there's a lot of things going around. But yeah, the throat is shot. The voice is absolutely shot. I got a little extra rasp to me today. So, Josh, it's just going to be you talking for an hour, and I will sit here and moderate.
I can do it.
Jim is in the chat. He said actual bodies in the Dome today, over under 14.5.
Under.
Under.
I just looked at the tickets again yesterday. Under.
Big time under.
Yeah.
Even though it really filled up day of on Wednesday.
True. I think that we talked about it. I think that was a realization that nobody cares about the team.
Yeah.
And then people were talking like, oh, they play Duke tonight. They go, Duke's tonight? It's a Wednesday. I got nothing going on.
And that's also the reason why the ticket prices tripled over the course of me trying to buy them, which was absolutely absurd. I've got a real bone to pick with these ticket services.
Don't get me started, Freddie.
Charging you these fees.
At least you like one that tells you the fees straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Jim says secondary tickets were low. Yeah, without the fees.
Yeah, the game time thing you sent me, Jim, I looked too at one point. They were like $9 when I saw it.
Yeah.
Fees on top of those, they made them like $25, $30.
Yeah.
Which is still cheap ticket for sure.
Yeah, chose some tickets that were like $18. I'm like, this is great. You know, awesome. It's like $18, whatever. one of the sites I was using ended up in the middle of my purchase, ended up doubling the price.
Which, see, normally they do your purchase is locked, but no, not this site.
No, which thank you for not just randomly charging me double.
Sure.
I appreciate that, but in the middle of my purchase, they're like, this listing went up, and I'm like, oh, would it go up to $20? Whatever, okay. And then it was like 36, like no. And then that was on a SeatGeek, I think.
Okay.
And then Pat's just out here just shilling for TickPick, which I've never used. He says
TickPick.
Yeah, he says there's no fees.
I've never heard of TickPick.
Yeah, I have not either. And so then I go to Game Time, and I'm like, all right, these say they're $18, and then I'm like, all right, it'll be, maybe $5 in fees, whatever, $23 a ticket, looking at $50. All right, sure, I spend $50 on 2 tickets to an SU game. That's great. No, I spent $80 on 2 tickets to an SU game. When the tickets themselves were $18.
Yep.
What are we doing?
It's crazy. I did appreciate later that night. I went on and bought. I'll be going to the Elimination Chamber, Mark, in Toronto on March 1st to see John Cena win the Elimination Chamber. And them. So first off, you had to buy through Ticketmaster Canada, and they gave you straight up. They showed you the price of the seats plus $90 in Canadian fees. And I'll tell you though, it's whatever. Bought some decent tickets.
$90.
It's Canadian, Mark. You got to remember, Canadian dollar is tanking.
Oh,
we're good.
True.
I mean, I love the conversion rate here. I think I ran a scam. I felt fine. You see the number, you're like $500 or $400, whatever it was. I'm like, it's like $300. It was great. The dollar,
excellent.
We're winning the war, Marky. I mean, boy, that Canadian dollar is plummeting. Woo! It's the best conversion rate I've seen in history.
Love it. But what were we gonna say outside of it? Oh, was it just?
It's just that. Yeah, it was like 0.68. I mean,
excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
I was killing it.
That's fantastic. It's like I looked up once the biggest conversion rate discrepancy, and it was some like Middle Eastern country. I forget which one it was, where $1 US was worth like 900,000 of theirs. It was so funny. It's like
they're printing too many coins.
Their houses were like $480 billion. It was
I can't afford this. You're like, oh, that's like $13. This is great.
Pat said, Mark, you should be Syracuse's Will Kane. Absolutely not. Never liked that guy. No, never got into even when he was on First Take for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him and Kellerman and Stephen A.
Yeah, he didn't last long. Then they gave him his own radio show on ESPN, and that didn't last long.
No, now he's on Fox.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I would rather not be Will Kane of Syracuse. You did a show with Ryan Russillo? Didn't know that. I like Russillo. Russillo's good.
I have no thoughts on Ryan Russillo.
No?
I don't think I've listened to his show ever.
Oh, he's good. Life advice is a lot of fun.
Okay.
Russillo is awesome. Pat says that was his biggest show. I said I don't listen.
Pat's a big Will Kane guy.
I don't listen to Will Kane. Are you shocked?
No,
I'm not.
No.
We do have a lot of things to talk about though, including the SU BC game today, the SU Duke game from the other night. Going to talk a little bit of SU lacrosse. They've played 2 games on the season already. Playing again Monday. I will be in the Dome for that one, doing a little freelance work for Rivals.com, covering that game.
Oh, yeah.
Taking on number 17 in the country, Towson.
Ooh.
Towson, a school with a little bit of a rivalry with Syracuse.
Okay.
Knocked us out of the tournament a few years ago in a pretty big upset. SU returning the favor in the tournament last year, knocking them out at the JMA Wireless Dome. Now meeting for a. Pat says, Mark, where is Towson? I believe it's in
Delaware.
I thought it was in Virginia.
Oh.
I thought it was in Virginia.
Is this a gotcha question, Pat? Do you know the answer? Are you trying to fool us now?
Yeah, I feel like he is. I actually know a kid that goes to Towson. To play lacrosse.
It's in Maryland.
Oh, it's in Maryland? Okay. Jim guessed Maryland in the chat.
I was glad. Delaware and Maryland basically right next to each other.
Yeah. And
Not basically. They are right next to each other.
Yeah, Virginia's right there as well. We were very close.
We're in the DMV.
We were in the right area. Apparently it's right in Baltimore. Did not know that.
Okay.
So we'll talk a little bit about that. NFL honors coming out the other night. That MVP award named to the Buffalo Bills' own Josh Allen. Also won the NFL Sportsmanship Award.
Josh?
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd get that if you yelled at the officials that much. I mean, that's good sportsmanship.
Come on now. But yeah, so congrats to Josh Allen and all the Bills fans out there. My running back Saquon Barkley taking home Offensive Player of the Year.
Isn't that interesting? How do you win one? You're the best offensive player in the league, Mark, and yet somehow you lose the MVP to an offensive player. I never got that.
It's a consolation award.
It's like a quarterback award is the MVP. That's what this is. Yeah.
It's like at the Oscars. If you don't win Best Picture, you're probably going to win Best Original Screenplay.
There you go.
That's when there's two that are close. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah.
And who won Deep? Oh, Patrick Surtain, the second, the corner out of Denver, great pick. I mean, Surtain had an awesome year this year.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out my boy Zach Bond getting some love for that award as a finalist as well. So a lot of things to talk about there. The NFL Hall of Fame class announced. Sham.
They got the Sharp. You like Sharp?
Yeah, they got 4 guys in that were absolutely deserving.
It was almost like an MLB year. You kind of looked, you're like, only 4 guys going in? This is the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they put in 4 to 8 every year.
Yeah.
The 4 guys that got in, absolutely. Sterling Sharp has deserved to get in for a very long time. I don't care that he only played like 7 years. In those 7 years before he got hurt, he was the best receiver in football.
Sure.
So, cool with it. Jim made a joke that we'll talk about during the break. So, absolutely thrilled that got in. Eric Allen, corner for my Philadelphia Eagles for a long time, absolutely deserves to be in. He was absolutely money. Antonio Gates, who didn't get in on the first ballot.
Yep.
This was his second try. Glad he's in, but
maybe they're making it a little bit more selective nowadays.
I don't know. They
are. You think they're just silly?
I think silly they're just boys. Silly. And Jared Allen, the longtime defensive end, Chiefs, Vikings, Bears,
170 sacks, or whatever. Yeah,
absolutely deserves to be in. You're telling me the greatest kicker in NFL history doesn't deserve to go in on the first ballot? I'm not even that mad about Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Like, should Eli have gotten in? Yes.
Was he at first ballot?
Yeah.
Eli Manning, first ballot?
Yeah, that's like, he probably deserves to get in because he won 2 Super Bowls. Both of them came against Tom Brady. Like,
yep.
That's his most compelling argument to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep.
He's absolutely a no doubt Hall of Famer, but to be a first ballot, that's his most compelling argument. This vendetta against kickers from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, it's Adam Vinatieri. It's not, it's not some like Jake Elliott who was great for a number of years and then sort of like lost it.
Dan Bailey, Gostkowski.
It's Adam Vinatieri.
Right. He was a staple of NFL kicking for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until Justin Tucker came along, who we're not going to talk about any further than that.
What'd he do?
Not going to discuss it. Until he came along, no one had even come close to the greatness of Adam Vinatieri at the kicking position.
Yeah.
But the NFL Hall of Fame is like, but do kickers really matter? Like, do we really care about kickers?
It's
or
great.
Punters, or it's ridiculous.
He's had I think there was a trivia question I saw the other day. He's had 23 or 24 attempts for a field goal or an extra point in the Super Bowl alone. Like, that's a wild number.
Yeah.
Because he played the Colts and the Patriots. He played on 2 of the biggest teams in the AFC for that run and was he was automatic. Poor guy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he got snubbed.
There were a couple other people that I got to look at the list of finalists again. There were a couple other people that I wanted to discuss.
I got an Eli defense too, because I don't think Eli Manning is anywhere near Hall of Fame worthy until I think of it. A friend of Nunez in the show, friend of the show. He once told me that he likes to think of Hall of Fame sometimes as, could you tell the story of the NFL? Does this guy fit in? That's where Eli Manning, he turned me, where I'm like, you can't tell it without Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is Eli Manning and them are so intertwined because he owned him. He owned him in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And that's his claim to fame.
He beat the greatest team of all time.
Yes.
In the Super Bowl.
Whatever you think about him, 30 interception seasons, leading the league, however many years interceptions, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
He did it. He was the guy. He was the quarterback. It wasn't Justin Tuck and OCU Maniora and those guys. It was Eli Manning.
I mean, it was
David Tyree and Mario Manningham.
I was going to say Tyree needs a little credit here for one of the most insane catches in the history of the NFL. Shout out to Syracuse alum David Tyree.
Manningham never gets the credit because Tyree's is just cooler, but Manningham's catch was also wild.
Oh, yeah.
On the sidelines.
Oh, yeah. Insane catch, but it's
the number 2.
Yeah.
It's like the Julio Jones catch in the Falcons Super Bowl. It didn't matter.
Yep.
Because Edelman then caught it off the foot of that guy.
Yeah.
And that's the catch you remember.
That Julio Jones catch is so
the Doug
good.
Baldwin catch down the sideline in the Patriots one, they get picked off, they lose the game.
Yeah. It's
all these catches that get forgotten, Mark.
We do have to take a timeout. We've got more to discuss when we come back. We'll be back in just a minute here on Outside the Box Score, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. For the best local beer in Central New York, the only place you need to look is Myers Creek Brewing Company, with 16 different beers on tap at both the Inner Harbor in Syracuse and the Palace that is the Cazenovia location. Myers Creek has something for everyone. Want a bite to eat? Both locations feature a kitchen with delicious pizzas, some of the best wings in Syracuse, and much more. Make sure to check out our friends at Myers Creek Brewing Company, the official bar of Outside the Box Score.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real
Mark, where's this
I know the
information?
mics are off, Pat. I was just turning them on. What's that?
Where are you getting this pregnancy information? I need to see
Pat in the chat.
Pat, I need a link, please. That could get me into that type of thing. I've never been into that category, but who knows? It is crazy. The face card isn't that, we've talked about that, but who am I? Who am I? I mean, rack of the year. Honestly, what are we talking about here? Rack of the week. I mean, what are we doing here? Also, breaking news. I said, Mark, Dick Duran's dead.
Yeah, that's when did that break?
A minute ago.
Huh.
Pat shared a post. Oh, Pat posted all the information.
Well, I'm just saying, Obi, is we were having trouble streaming to X. That's not good. Um,
5.5 months. I mean, crazy.
What?
She's 5.5 months pregnant.
Is she really?
That baby is gonna be a very happy baby. That's gonna be a very big child. Feeding on some good.
Stop.
I'm jealous. We get some milk. Let me get some of that.
Yeah, rest in peace, Dick Duran.
No, not that. Some guys posted about boycotting Kendrick because Christian, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He wore this crown with devil thorn, whatever. And then he just posted that sicko. Some guy. Woo! What are your biggest sicko prop bets? Put them in the chat. We'll talk about them later on the show.
Oh, yeah. I knew there was one other thing I wanted to get up for this show.
Not cleavage related, Jim.
Yeah,
although I do appreciate it. And SZA couldn't wear a shirt that would hide those things, okay? It's impossible. She's a beautiful woman. She might be my queen, to be honest with you. I think SZA is number one on the charts. Yeah. I mean, great music, good hang. You'd play her music, right? Is that a thing? You think an artist would play their music while they're love making?
Probably.
You think a narcissist, maybe? Yeah. Maybe it's too weird.
The I'm so old. Frank Sinatra was actually asked about that on Johnny Carson once. It was quite
Was
funny.
he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said no. He was
Okay.
like, but it was pretty funny. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Josh brought up during the break, and I'm glad you did. We're going to talk some Super Bowl prop bets today because this is a thing that we've discussed on our various shows for years. Are the funny, entertaining Super Bowl prop bets that are always out there.
The real sicko stuff. I'm not talking about will there be a safety?
No.
First team to score a field goal. No.
No.
I'm talking wild stuff. Gatorade color getting smashed. Things like that.
Actually, let's just get into this now because it's one of my favorite topics. I saw one last night. So there's always an over-under on the national anthem.
Of course.
120 and a half seconds this year.
Who's singing it?
John Batiste.
Who's the
piano player, singer, great jazz pianist. Also very good singer. Over-under set in 2 minutes flat.
That seems high, no?
It does seem high, especially he sang national anthem at the 2017 NBA All-Star game, also in New Orleans, came in at 1 minute and 48 seconds. So,
oh boy,
you got that one. But then I saw there's a line on if he'll do it with a piano or not. With the piano was like minus 440.
Gotta do it with the piano.
Yeah, heavy favorite. But my favorite.
Hit me.
Also regarding national anthem, the Brave. Land of the free,
home of the brave. That one.
Over under 3.5 seconds.
Brave. Gotta be. That's a toughie.
I'm taking the under.
I like the under.
He's not a belter.
Okay.
He's not much of a belter. He's more of a crooner style. So I like the under on the 3.5 seconds. Also including national anthem. Any player or coach cry during the national anthem.
Chris Jones is crying.
Yeah, yes is minus 115. That's a lock.
I mean, Chris Jones has cried at every playoff game this year.
Yeah, and Nick Sirianni famously cried so much so it became a meme the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl.
And now is he ready for the moment? I mean, what is it? Is this a fake line? Are they trying to get us here?
I don't know, but
we got any sicko ones in the chat yet?
No, Pat's talking about how the president should always go to the Super Bowl like the Army-Navy game because of
Pat, what the hell are you? Stick on topic here, okay?
Yeah, because everything has to be political discussion in chat with Pat. Here we go. This one's mean. Will a player leave the game and not return due to concussion symptoms?
Is Devontae Smith going to get rocked?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yes is plus 120. I think decent value on that. No, minus 150.
I mean, you're rooting for somebody to get injured.
You can't bet this.
No. Can you imagine the guy who does bet this? You throw 50 on it for fun or something. You're at the Super Bowl party with all these friends who have no idea what's going on. And then poor Kareem Hunt gets taken out at the head by Kobe Dean or something. You're going, come on, stay down.
You can't make that bet.
Card him off. I mean,
that's so mean. Who would bet that? What kind of sicko?
Wow.
If the Chiefs win, will Andy Reid be doused in barbecue sauce after the game? No is minus 15,000. Only getting plus 1,600 for the yes. I don't like that.
Barbecue.
I need better juice on the yes.
Maybe some gumbo. Throw some gumbo on them.
Maybe throw some gumbo on them.
I like the ones that are like, you kind of got to think about who's winning the MVP of it, and it's like, who will the MVP thank first?
Yep.
In their wife, God.
Yep. That's
family, coach.
One. Yeah. Got the number of beers sold prop.
Hit me. What's the number?
Over under 120,000.
So you got to think, right? The stadium probably holds
76,468. All of these have an analysis with them as well.
Wow. What site is this?
This is gridironexperts.com. He also gives a pick for all of them. So here's the math.
Hit me.
76,468 seats. So if every person had 2 beers, it's easily the over.
But you got to have some kids in there.
Got to have some kids. But, and just some people that don't drink,
Sure.
but the people that do are likely having more than 2.
Yes.
Probably 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I like the over.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, too, like myself at a football game, I'm like, I'll have 2. I don't want to break the bank. They're spending $10,000 a ticket. They don't care about the $25 beer they're going to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't care. These aren't normal fans.
No, not at all. We've got lines on which team will Drake be representing in the Super Bowl, the Eagles or the Chiefs. Chiefs are -170.
Is Drake still around? Didn't Kendrick kill that guy?
You would have thought so.
He's still doing that?
Just did a sold-out show in, like, Perth or something I saw.
Oh, so he's just leaving the States for a little bit, leaving the continental U.S.?
As you should.
Yeah, just lay low for a while.
Yep.
But Drake killed the guy. You ought to stay low for a little bit. You can save my
for a little while.
He's Trident. I saw that.
Over under, how many players will have a passing attempt? Over under set at 2.5.
Okay.
Are you counting on another Philly special?
Philly special? Did the Chiefs pull one out in one of the wild card or like one of their first games?
Kelsey's thrown a couple in his career. I don't know if they did in the playoffs or not. But,
okay.
That's
just throw the pass, not complete a pass, right?
Yeah, have a passing attempt. I kind of like it. And I like the over.
You like some trickery.
Yeah, I like some trickery. Over under 5.5. How many times will Taylor Swift be shown live throughout the game?
How many times do the Chiefs score? You know, how many times you got to think Kelsey's scoring? They probably show her in the anthem for sure.
Yep, certainly.
Show her the pregame, show her around halftime before you're going in the close.
Yep.
Maybe one at the end of the game. You get 3 freebies.
Yeah.
And then does Kelsey get a big play?
Yep.
Does the Chiefs score maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Probably got to like the over.
Yeah, this guy's saying
if you like
under.
the Chiefs. If you like the Chiefs.
Yeah, if you like the Chiefs, I say you take the over. But Pat brings up a good point. They kind of shy away from showing her during the Super Bowl. They did last year as well. They didn't show her that many times. The classic.
That's good, Pat. Back on topic. I like this.
What color will the Gatorade be?
What's the odds-on favorite this year?
Purple.
Really?
Yep.
What's the analysis? Give me the analysis on this one. What is the analysis?
There isn't.
Oh, okay.
It says
Godspeed.
It says my thoughts. I think what's really funny about this bet is the fact that these odds have changed every year. I checked last year's article and there were better odds for orange Gatorade. Does that mean I think it's a better bet? No, because betting on the color of a sports drink is stupid. My pick, yellow.
I mean, that is the best. It's a great bet. You forget about it, right?
Yep.
You forget, and then as the game's coming to a close, you're going, oh, crap, I got green.
Yeah.
What is green Gatorade even? I don't even know. Let's see it.
So the purple plus 210, yellow plus 450, blue plus 600, red or pink plus 700, orange plus 500.
Stay
Did I say
tuned.
orange already?
I believe so, yeah.
Clear water plus 1,000.
Stay tuned online this week for all these Twitter accounts that will tell you they know a guy who works in the equipment staff that says Chris Jones likes orange Gatorade or something crazy like that.
I did see something. The last 2 times the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, it was purple.
So purple odds on.
That's why purple's the favorite. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
There's
have
no
a pick
analysis
for this.
You don't need analysis, Mark. This is just sicko. So this is the best.
Yeah. So
how many prop bets you normally throwing out there? 4 or 5, something like that?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Always bet on the coin toss. What are you betting on the coin toss this year?
I don't know. I don't have one. I feel it day of and I go with it.
Oh, fair enough. I think I'm always a tails guy. I'm a tails never fails guy.
Yeah.
I'm going heads this year. I think I'm going heads.
Okay.
Just got a feeling. I don't know why.
You got a feeling for head.
Yeah, I bet tails all the time, and it hits at about 50-50, so I figured why not change it up,
And I lose every time, so I got to win the next one.
I got to win the next one. How many times will the chains be used for measurement? Over, under 1.5. If the Bills game is any indication, under. Will a kicker hit the upright or crossbar on a missed field goal or extra point?
Both of these kickers, not very consistent.
Yeah. I love the yes at plus 330.
That's a high value.
I think it's good value.
I like it. I don't hate it. I mean, Jake Elliott and Butker both kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's been shaky as hell.
Yeah.
And then Josh, one you mentioned earlier. Who will the Super Bowl MVP of the game? thank first?
God got to be minus 120. Give me God.
No.
What?
Odds-on favorite. Teammates.
Mm.
I don't know why this is the only.
Not a lot of Christians on the Eagles.
I don't know why
huh?
this is the only one listed in traditional odds. It's got teammates at 3-2.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why this is the only one on this website listed like this. God 3-1. Doesn't thank anyone.
I did it all myself.
5-2. What? Insane odds on doesn't thank anyone.
They're just saying some fool wins it. This is a sicko year. It's not going to be a quarterback or a running back. Who knows what to say?
Insane. Pat said he loves God.
Yeah.
Don't we all, Pat?
Sign of the cross.
God bless. It's a good Catholic show, despite what you might hear during the breaks. Coach, family, and owner. It's never owner.
No.
All 12-1.
The owner first.
Yeah, you're telling me Saquon wins Super Bowl MVP, and he goes, "I'd like to thank Jeffrey Lurie."
Yeah. Well, then does he come down and take off the boot to lick right there? You fool.
If anything, if Saquon were to win, I think it would be Howie Roseman instead of Jeffrey Lurie.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Howie Roseman, thanks for getting me the hell out of New York and helping me win a Super Bowl.
Some of these you do kind of got to bet based on who you like to win the game.
Yeah.
Because, Chiefs, you're thinking God first always. 1-3, couldn't do without the man above, blah, blah, blah. And then teammates. But the Eagles, they're wild card.
Yeah.
They can do anything.
Is it
Hurts would probably be God.
I think Hurts would be God. I don't think Saquon.
But has Hurts done anything this year in the playoffs to give him an MVP?
Unless he gets like 5 tush pushes.
That's what I'm saying. He'd have to do something unseen this game to win an MVP over Saquon.
He did have the 3 rushing touchdowns.
In the 7 rushing touchdown game, I guess.
Yeah, against Washington. So there's a few of them. I'll try to find some more.
Yeah. Post them in the gym. Yeah, you got to do better.
Jim's got to have. Oh, here we go. I don't know if that's a real line. I'm not going to talk about that one.
Oh God, what is it? Tell me off the.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But
damn it, Jim.
We will actually break down the game as well, and not just the prop bets. And much more when we come back here on Outside the Box Score, your home for local sports in Syracuse on the Score 1260. If you're a fan of local craft beer, the only place you need to go is Myers Creek Brewing Company with 16 brews on tap at both the Cazenovia and Inner Harbor locations. Myers Creek has the best selection of locally brewed libations in all of central New York. Want a nice hazy IPA? The Velvet Fog is a must-try. More of a traditional Pilsner, how about the Floatin' on By? And for you sour drinkers, the It Takes Blue to Mango. So crack open a cold one with the official beer of Outside the Box Score, Myers Creek.
Yeah, that's good.
This is fun. Keep these up. We got some this or that's from the Manchild show this week that Josh is asking me.
Edwin Diaz or Prime Kimbrel?
Prime Kimbrel.
Okay.
Kimbrel in his prime was insane.
Giants OBJ or Malik Neighbors?
It's OBJ.
Okay.
That
was an easy one.
I'm not even like, I wasn't even ever like a huge OBJ guy, but I like Malik Neighbors, but Giants OBJ was.
I think Malik, it's only been a year. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I like Malik. I think he's great.
And Pat says it might be Neighbors in the future. Yeah,
of course.
Absolutely could be.
I think he broke the rookie record or rookie reception yard this year as well, but Bowers just had more anyway.
Yeah.
Like I think he also beat Puka's record, which makes sense. Who else are you going to throw to on that team? Mello or Stoudemire?
Oh, Mello.
Yeah. Ray Allen or Jaylen Brown? Is this an aura question, a player question? I don't know what these are for.
Call me petty about him going to Miami, but I'll take Jaylen Brown.
That is petty. Jokic or Giannis? Greek freak or Serbian assassin? Serbian syndicate.
Pat immediately said Giannis.
Really?
Yeah. He's the better defender.
I lean Jokic.
Yeah, I also lean Jokic.
SU basketball or SU football?
I mean, in terms of state of the program
That's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
it's football without question, but in terms of where my passion still lies, it's still basketball.
I like that. And then this one, big men currently versus big men of the past. Wild way they set this up. I would not have chosen some of these people, but
Okay.
Chet, Wemby, and Bol.
Okay.
Bol.
Sure.
Or Shaq, the postman, Karl Malone, mailman, sorry, and Dwight Howard.
It's the big men of the past.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even
here's the thing.
Close.
You've got Wemby.
Wemby, Chet are great. I think Bol's so bad that it's not even close.
Yeah, but remember, Bol was supposed to be Wemby.
Yeah, I understand.
He was supposed to be Wemby 5 years ago.
Apparently, that dude's got an attitude problem. Have you seen the clips
Yeah.
of who was it talking on one of the other shows, like a Fox show? It was one of a vet who went in and talked to him, was like, man, you got to change it, turn it around. Like, real big attitude problem.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that's particularly close. It's the big men of old. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Jim put a couple of props in the chat, Josh.
Hit me, Finn.
Team to have the most roughing the passer penalties.
Eagles
currently sitting at minus 175, Chiefs at plus 135. It's absolutely the Birds. It's not even close.
Go Birds.
Will any touchdown be overturned by replay?
No.
Minus 300. Yes is plus 200. So just a couple of quick ones there from Jim. I'm sure there's a million of them on the offshore sites. But Eagles at minus 175 on the roughing the passer penalty. It seems like free money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also
should be minus 700.
I brought up the safety earlier. Safeties are just so hard to get in the game now.
Yeah.
Because guys just go for it. Teams just go for them at those spots where normally you'd pin them deep. And then, like, now you need a crazy good punt to pin somebody where you can get a safety.
Yeah.
Because normally I loved the safety bet when I was first starting.
Oh, yeah. I
loved a safety just for fun. Just, let's get a safety in here.
Yeah. See, there was that one guy that, like, every week bet that there would be a safety in every NFL game. He would bet
that's just a donation.
He would bet like 5 cents to win like 5 billion. The odds were so insane. It's like, will there be a safety? Yes. Pat brought up first drive punts. Yeah, it's a good bet. Give us lines, Pat.
Love that.
That is a fun one. I do need to see lines on that one.
Hit that on both teams in that Detroit Minnesota playoff game earlier this year.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was a fun. The Lions, you pitch that one to your buddies, and they go,
Yeah.
the Lions are going to punt on the first drive. You go, just hear me out. Plus 170 or whatever it was. I'm like, let's ride it.
Yeah.
And it hit. I mean, that's
Bang.
crazy. Back-to-back punts, unheard of in an NFL game.
So I guess we should actually talk about the game a little bit.
You want to do that?
We can.
You
I
wanna
mean, the real sporting event this weekend is the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So,
how's about Grillo?
Oh, slam dunk ace at 16, Emiliano Grillo. Who's this in chat? Random question. Have you ever been given a wedgie?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. From the doorknob. As a young man, a young boy.
Oh, okay.
My brother tormented me and hung me from my own front door, and my mother laughed at me. So there you go. Thanks, random guy.
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
happened.
Bashi Paul. Pat says he's definitely given me a wedgie. Not true. I don't think you've ever given me a wedgie.
Now you can't. Now, Mark, watch your ass.
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming. Pat's coming.
He says, I have 100% given Ryan Abbott a wedgie. Absolutely. There's no chance you haven't given Ryan a wedgie. Yeah, that is a really good question. I don't know who you are, but thank you for the question.
Yeah.
I love questions like that. Oh yeah, the Super Bowl. No, I was like, we were gonna talk about the Super Bowl. It was the waste management. We were talking about Emiliano Grillo. Yeah, I mean, just awesome. Slam dunk ace on 16. That's what dreams are made.
You need it's crazy how it happens every year. It seems that there is a whole
every couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago that Sam Ryder made it, but yeah, every couple of years. I mean, Tiger's got one on 16, and I love that video because it's before the grandstand.
Is that the one where he's like, oh, he's got a 9-iron here, or whatever. It's got to be enough club, or it's like
something like that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Tigers got one on 16 at Scottsdale. It's just, I love the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. And I've talked about this before. I love that it's one golf tournament like this.
Yes.
You couldn't do this at every golf tournament.
No. Let's
if the Masters was like this, it would really make me mad.
It'd ruin it.
Yeah.
But this is like the Happy Gilmore Open.
Yeah, exactly.
This is great.
It's fantastic. And it's Super Bowl weekend every year, and it's a great lead up to it.
I mean, how long does it take to clean up the course after that? Like, I was just looking at the cups and the beers being thrown. And it's like, that's got to take 20 minutes.
Oh,
that's got to slow up play for the whole
Absolutely.
day. Somebody didn't get to tee off yesterday on 18 because of that. And that's okay.
And that's fine.
They're happy with playing in the morning the next round and finish up.
So that's going on right now. Jordan Spieth had a hell of a run to close out his round yesterday. He was ended up eagling 2 out of 3 holes, both par 5s. Then threw in another birdie on the following hole after the eagle on the par 5, and I was like, "The hell!" Like, you just randomly went 5 under over a stretch of like 5 holes. 9 under. He was tied for like 3rd in the tournament. But so great weekend going on down there in Scottsdale. But going back to the game, what are your thoughts on how this game plays?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to be the more analytical one here.
Yeah, because
I don't expect you.
Birds.
Yeah, there's no mindset you could be in right now other than the Eagles are winning.
Go Birds.
It doesn't matter how they're going to win. I think the Chiefs. The Chiefs are they're an interesting study in the last couple of years because they just managed to win games. Last year against the Niners, they probably weren't the better team. And then, they get to overtime. The Niners elect to receive for some God knows reason, and they lose the game.
Yep.
They just managed to hang around. And it's crazy to think because, the Chiefs are not bad by any stretch of the imagination, right? They're a really good team.
Won
offensively
many games
crazy
this year.
But somehow they still always have this underdog feeling to them as they go through games, right? Like, I think in this game, a lot of people think they could be dogs. Last game against the Bills, they were probably consensus dogs in a lot of minds.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that you could be talked about as the greatest dynasty in all of football ever and yet still have an underdog statement to you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a favorite going into this matchup against the Chiefs or no?
No.
No, not at all. You feel the dog.
Yeah. Because we technically are at the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to not feel like a dog against Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
In the playoffs. The guy has never ended his season prior to the AFC Championship game.
It's like Brady years, man.
Yeah.
Imagine any of those 7 or 10 Super Bowls.
If it was literally any other quarterback in Kansas City, I'd be like, Philadelphia should be like an 8-point favorite. Like, and I would be all in.
Sure.
It's Patrick Mahomes. It's the guy does not lose. And did I bet the Eagles? Yes, of course I did. I'm an Eagles fan. They're playing in the Super Bowl. It's a revenge game. They beat us 2 years ago. Go out and get them. I have to. If it was any other team, if this exact same roster was on any other team in the NFL, there is no chance I bet them. I bet the Chiefs 8 days a week.
Sure.
And Jim says, how does Mark not fan hedge? I'm fine with fan hedging in the regular season, not in the playoffs.
Jim,
I'm not betting against my team in the Super Bowl.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
There's no amount of money that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's because I am willing to do it. I've done it many times in the regular season. I can't do it in the playoffs.
I don't do it at all, ever. I can't do it. I'm a sicko.
The Red Sox are really bad.
That's true. You don't think the Reds have been really bad? The Sabres. I've had some really bad fans. Hell, the Cowboys for a little bit there when the quarterbacks get injured. I mean, I've seen some bad teams, but I get in this mindset all year this year with the Cowboys. I told you every week I'd come on and go, we should lose this game. And then I find myself in the third quarter in a touchdown game going, come on, we got to win. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't accept defeat.
Here's the thing. I don't really do it with football. I think I've bet against the Eagles like once or twice, and that was years ago. I mean, that was still like Carson Wentz, and So I don't really do it in football. I just do it in regular season games when regular season games don't really matter.
Sure.
If the Red Sox are going up
against
dog days, if the Red Sox are going up against the Dodgers and Ohtani's on the mound, in July, it's like
just Dodgers -1.5.
Yeah, exactly. It's just okay. I'll just bet the Dodgers.
Baseball is another one where you kick yourself sometimes doing it because you're like, you follow a team and you're like, they're going to lose 100 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're going or 95, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to have 95 chances to win money on betting my team to lose, and you just can't do it. I can't do it.
If I was a Chicago White Sox fan, I would have bet against that team every single day last year and made out like a bandit.
Oh yeah, A's fans, White Sox fans.
Yeah,
if you can do it, more power to you. Make some money and watch your team lose. Good for you. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm very confident in the Philadelphia Eagles' ability to go out there and potentially win this game.
Yeah.
Potentially. But there's that one guy, that one quarterback, and actually there's two guys. There's the quarterback and our old friend, the head coach.
Andy.
I love Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
I never had any ill will towards him when he left Philadelphia. He got screwed by the organization, in my opinion. Then they brought in Chip Kelly, and we all know how that worked out. Then they brought in Doug Peterson. Thanks to the Super Bowl. Didn't work out great after that. Now we have our guy, but I love Andy Reid. And that guy is just an incredible football coach.
Probably one of the best of all time.
Yeah, in the conversation. If the Chiefs win this game,
automatically
in the conversation, in my opinion, for the best head coach of all time.
Yeah, I think he's there now.
Yeah. But
I see what you're saying.
All right, you take Reid or Belichick.
I see what you're saying.
Who are you going with?
Yep.
The guy that won 7 or 6.
The offensive freak or the defensive freak?
Yeah, or the guy that won 3 in a row, which no one has done in the Super Bowl era. Not since the Packers did it when it was the NFL championship.
Yeah.
So those two guys are such a tall hurdle to get over that I'm going to be, I almost can't even be mad if the Eagles lose. Like, I will be mad.
Sure.
But I can't be as mad as I could if it was any other team. Because it's like, yeah, those guys just win.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just what they do.
The one bright spot, if you got to remind yourself of something here, is that the Eagles, their rush defense, pretty good. Not
really
that
good.
The Chiefs run. And the Eagles running offense, really good. And James Cook ate up last week against his team. Allen had some spurts, just not when he needed a yard.
Mm-hmm.
Their rushing defense of the Chiefs, not great at all. I mean, Saquon's the hero. That's the big thing to this game. How far can Saquon take you? It's kind of been the whole season in my mind.
Yeah.
It could be the Super Bowl.
It could be.
And wouldn't that be the greatest thing of all time? Just leave it. I mean, this is, if you root for guys, if it wasn't in my division, I'd root for Saquon. Saquon's fun. He's a nice guy. Never did it. Just can't root for the Eagles. But going from a team that didn't appreciate you, weren't going to pay you, you were there, you did everything you could for a bad organization, he deserves it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Saquon fully deserves this. I'd love to see it for him. Hate to see it for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd want to root for that guy, and it's going to be on his back. If they win, he's the MVP in my mind.
Absolutely.
That's how they're going to get there.
Yeah, I think there's a very I don't know what has to happen for the Eagles to win and Saquon not to win Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see that as a thing that could happen.
It'd have to be a last-minute, like, they'd have to score as clock expires, basically, with a A.J. Brown touch or some crazy play that somebody makes a touchdown on that isn't him.
Yeah.
That's the only way, because you're right. He runs the ball, you keep Pat Mahomes off the field, you score touchdowns. That's the recipe.
Yeah.
Can they cook it?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm waiting with bated breath as my favorite football team plays for the Super Bowl coming up tomorrow. 6:30 kickoff on Fox. And oh boy, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be a really good game, as, shown by the line in Vegas, 1 point. going the Chiefs' way. So we will see. Super Bowl weekend is upon us. Do have to take a break. We'll come back in just a couple minutes here on Outside the Box Score. If you're a fan of local craft beer, the only place you need to go is Myers Creek Brewing Company with 16 brews on tap at both the Cazenovia and Inner Harbor locations. Myers Creek has the best selection of locally brewed libations in all of central New York. Want a nice hazy IPA? The Velvet Fog is a must-try. More of a traditional Pilsner? How about the Floatin' on By? And for you sour drinkers, the It Takes Blue to Mango. So crack open a cold one with the official beer of Outside the Box Score, Myers Creek. All right, since we're just stealing content from the Man-Child show, what do you got for me, Josh?
Yep. This is a fun one. D-Book became the Suns' franchise leading point scorer with 15,000 some points the other day. I'm going to quick pick you to some other franchises. Tell me their leading scorer.
Okay.
Cleveland.
LeBron.
That's right. And I'm going to start easy here. We'll go to the Spurs.
Duncan?
That's right.
Yeah.
What about the Sacramento Kings?
Weber?
Oscar Robertson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving you some sicko ones here. Yeah. I'm giving you the easy whatever. Golden State.
Steph?
That's right. Portland.
Marcus Aldridge?
Nope. It's the obvious one. Or the most.
Oh, Clyde?
No. Sorry.
Who am I missing that played for Portland?
Dame Dalla?
Oh, yeah, duh.
Here's a
Jesus
fun one.
Christ, Mark.
What about Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. Ooh. Well, the Nets go back a while.
Yeah, what about Brooklyn?
I don't even know.
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooke Lopez?
Brooke Lopez, 10,000 some odd points.
Wow.
Boston.
Oh, Hondo.
Who?
John Havlicek.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. What else? Where's another fun one I had? The Kings?
We already did that.
The Kings?
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah.
I said the Kings. Oh, the Knicks. I said the King. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The Knicks. Sorry.
Oh,
All right.
Mello.
No.
No, or no. Ewing, probably.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about the 76ers?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
I feel like no one stayed there for like that long is the thing.
True, except for this guy. He's an old head.
Pat with a good guess. Dolph Chase?
No. 21,586 points for this fella.
Not even that many points. I couldn't tell you.
Hale Greer.
Wow, never would have came up with that one.
Last one's a fun one here. What about Charlotte?
Corey Maggette.
No.
No. Charlotte. Kemba?
Bang.
Yeah.
In Kemba we trust. 12,009 points.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 1260. Wrapping up another fun-filled hour in anticipation of the Super Bowl tomorrow. Also in anticipation of Syracuse basketball game, 3 o'clock today, taking on Boston College at the JMA Wireless Dome. Josh will be in attendance with a few friends. We're heading over to campus right after the show. Boston College, 7.5-point favorite.
They're the favorite?
I thought so.
I thought when he posted it was SU.
No, SU minus 7.5. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, God.
Did they announce everyone was out?
What?
That's a lot of points here, Marky. Now
7.5. That's a lot of points.
I will say we talked about it. The defense looked okay for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They beat up on Stanford and Cale.
Yep.
And they looked okay to start the game. Duke just got, you get overwhelmed by Duke. That's okay. They're probably the best offense in the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Hey, Cooper Flagg only scored 11.
Yeah.
Only won 3.
Didn't need him.
Yeah. And it is what it is. Whatever. Duke's an outlier.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the defense is getting a little better. But, Mark, this offense is anemic. It is awful.
Here's the thing. Boston College, Jim points this out. Boston College is really bad.
Really bad?
I mean, they're
how many wins?
They're 2-9 in conference, 10-12 overall.
Okay, they're
so
pretty bad.
Similar record overall. But their wins came against the Citadel, Temple, Loyola Maryland, Old Dominion, Missouri State, Boise State, hey, a power conference team, Stonehill, Fairleigh Dickinson, Miami, and Florida State.
Miami?
Yeah, Miami's the worst team in the country, maybe.
Okay.
They're 5-17, 1-10 in conference. Miami's atrocious.
Okay, so BC's not that good.
No.
But Syracuse, I'm telling you, watching this offense is infuriating. And then hearing in the Red post game, he's like, yeah, we got to move fast on offense and quick play. Just play transition ball. Honestly, don't even set up a half court. It makes me sick watching the offense in the half court.
We kept telling each other the other day that when we were at the game, we're like, God, this offense is horrible to watch.
I mean, it's like they have little X markers on the court in the corners to just stand there and be like, oh, I let Elijah Moore, I stand here. This is where I stand, and I can't move unless I get past the ball, and then I can dribble. So no off-ball movement at all. It's honestly crazy. Watch any other college basketball game. You got white kids running all around the place. It's nuts. They're moving. They're great people. They're running off-ball screens at the top. They're moving here. They're moving there. They're constantly moving the ball. Syracuse does nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It's the easiest man defense to play against, I'm imagining. The guys don't move.
Yeah.
You don't gas anybody out. You stand still. It's rest time for the bigs down low. I mean, they do nothing. It's insane. And then they just dump it to Eddie with 5 seconds left. He makes a fool out of himself trying to make a post move. And it's not his fault. I'm not saying it because it's his fault. He's got 5 seconds. He doesn't know what to do. It's so bad. And I get they were playing Duke yesterday, but it's not just Duke. They do it against everybody.
It's every game.
This ISO ball garbage.
Yeah.
It's infuriating.
What? I feel like this is something I've been complaining about for years. And I feel like once it clicked in your head and you paid attention, you're like, wait a minute. Oh my God, he's right. This is awful.
It's the only thing you see.
Yeah.
Once you pay attention to it, watch, I don't know if you can even see it as well on TV. You can. You probably can in the half court. Just pay attention to who's moving when they don't have the ball on offense. The answer is nobody. Lampkin moves. Lampkin's constantly trying to get open in the post, which respect. He's not supposed to. He's not setting a pick for anybody else.
No.
Who cares? Let a forward set a pick for another forward. It doesn't happen, Mark. They stand in the same one high post, 2 on the corner, like I set up in Catholic League, and that's the play. That's the play, is let your best player, Starling, hold the ball, which is fine. Starling's your best player. Give him the ball every time. I don't care. Make them do something. Make them run. Are these guys lazy? What's the problem here, Red?
I don't know, man. But hey, John,
it's wild.
But John Shire said he's got just as much respect for us now as he did previously.
They said the Duke guy?
Yeah, that's a coach at Duke.
What?
These teams do not take us seriously.
Oh.
At all.
No.
It's shameful.
I'll tell you.
It really is shameful.
I think the biggest reaction in that game after the first 5 minutes was when they introduced Fran Brown.
Yeah.
During the first half. That place went nuts.
Yeah. Once Fran and the boys came on the court, place was going insane.
Let him coach the team.
I think he could do
he's
a
leader
damn
of
good
men.
job. He's a damn straight he's a leader of men.
Last fun one that I just want to we've talked about this for a lot now, a couple weeks, is this ongoing situation with Donnie Friedman.
Yeah.
That guy's just leaving.
Hey, he's gone.
We said it the other. He's just leaving. He's transferring. Gone. The boot's a fake. I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to call him out. He could be injured. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Donnie. Don't mean to. That's not what my intention. But he's just leaving at this point.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
There's no way he's sticking around for this.
Yeah.
So he can stay with Elijah Moore, play for 4 minutes, and then get pulled and see him again in 8. What is going on there? Even we were happy he finally got starting time,
and then he doesn't play.
No, he's not playing. What is happening, Mark?
I don't know, Josh. I really don't.
I hate this team.
Listen, all I'm going to say is someone in the chat earlier was very much calling for Red's job. That's all I'm going to say. Is saying this guy. Someone said this guy needs to go.
I mean, didn't that guy send an email to John Wildhack at one point?
Yeah, maybe he did.
Calling him.
Maybe he did. We're not going to repeat it. But maybe this guy did send an email to John Wildhack at one point, and didn't work out. But yeah, man, they're not even fun to talk about anymore.
No, there's nothing exciting about this team.
No.
Honestly, the only fun takeaway, we talked about it for 2 minutes. The crowd was fun for 5 minutes. If the crowd kept going, there's nothing to keep them into. I don't even blame the crowd.
No,
what is there to get excited about? You just got killed.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hopefully they beat BC today.
Yeah, I hope so. 7.5's a lot of points. That wraps up the show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel, 11 a.m. right here on the Score 1260. Peace and go Birds.